What's up YouTube? Dylan Olson Art here with a new tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you all how to draw Wreck-It Ralph from the Disney animated feature film. So grab a nice chair, sit back, relax, grab a pencil, a piece of paper, like this video, hit that subscribe button, and we'll get started. Now, Ralph is... his head is shaped like, well, it's basically like a fairly large circle at the bottom and sort of it's almost kind of a square shape at the top. It creates an upside down light bulb shape. And draw very loose and light at first until you get your lines just the way you want them. Okay, then we're going to put a line across to know where the middle of his face will be. Well, actually, that's where the eyes will fall. And a line down the middle for where the middle of his face is going to be. Okay, next thing we got to do, we're going to draw his nose first. The nose is almost shaped like, it's not too wide of an oval or not too big. It's basically like an inch tall. Think of maybe a jelly bean. And then we can darken the top of that nose right here. You're going to draw this kind of, it's almost like a half circle or an upside down U. And then you're going to draw another dark line at the bottom. And then you're going to draw these little half ovals here. These are they're kind of the nostrils of his nose, and they're basically like half ovals. You can lightly shade those in next. So we got his nose. Now we're going to, we should probably draw these light lines in the middle. That's for the bridge of his nose. And then we'll draw his eyes. And like most characters' eyes, actually not all characters' eyes, these eyes they're almost perfect circles, but not perfectly round ones. If you struggle with drawing perfectly round circles, it's your lucky video. And then make the top line of the eye a little bit thick. That is like the edge of his eyelid. And we will get to those eyelids later on. Make that a little bit thicker. Round off that edge. Then you're going to draw another kind of, it's sort of the eyelid. Draw an eyelid here. There's that. And then we need to draw his eyebrows. This one's basically like a curve, followed by a curve up here that goes like this. So we'll get that. And then we're going to draw another eyebrow that goes like this. So we'll draw that. And then you can shade those eyebrows in if you'd like. And now we need to put in the details of his eyes, starting with the irises. And we're going to have them on the right side. This one's going to be on the right side, and this one is going to be placed in the middle of the eye. So we'll darken that in. We'll draw the pupil inside. And then leave a little white spot inside. That's the highlight. And then you fill in everything else. Okay. Now before we get to his mouth, we're gonna draw some details around his face a little bit. And maybe put some cheek lines below his eyes. This one you're gonna like have a little small curve in the middle. Okay, and then now we can draw his mouth. And we're going to make him smile just like that. And then put at least a dimple on this side, on both sides, like that. And then when you draw the lower side of his face, you're gonna put some slightly straight lines on both sides of his lower cheeks. And then you draw a fairly big curve at the bottom. So we'll darken in that line. So we got his basic face. Now we need to draw his hair. So his hair, we'll start from these sides. And before we get to the rest of it, we need to draw his ears. This one's gonna, because he's turned a little bit, this one's going to be bigger and more square shaped, while this one will be a little smaller and more shaped like a tall rectangle. And remember that the ears have curved corners on both sides. Now we need to draw the inner edge of that ear. On both sides. Then on this side, you're going to draw a little curve that goes like that. After that, we need to give him his hair flocks. So there's one that's shaped. Most of these hairs are kind of shaped like leaves. So you got this one here. Maybe there's one with 2 points here. Just take your time with this. If you want to pause the video when I'm done, you can. Here's another point here. Here comes another point right here. Maybe put some curves behind. You can put some in the front. There are 3 points in front of the ear. And then here's another point right here. So now what you can do, once you've decided how you want your hair for him done, is to darken some lines, close off some shapes, and put some lines on the inside as well. Put some shapes here. Some lines there. Put some points. As you can see, I'm making these leaves look more like hair. And it's starting to look a bit like it, isn't it? If yours doesn't, that's okay. This is a drawing, and drawings are supposed to be fun. You can put some here. And always have a pencil sharpener on hold in case your pencil gets dull. So I'll put some curves . Here's a point here. We got to get the one on the back. get those in front of his ear. Get some points drawn here as well. Gonna get the back side. And we gotta get this one. So we got his hair. Now you can draw these two curves, one here, and then one all the way back here for his neck. And then as a finishing touch, you can lightly take the side of your pencil and put some shading in his hair, but not in all the places. Put some here. Shade this side. You don't need to shade in everything. You just maybe try edges. Like you could say the light source is coming from down here. Put some back here too. Put some there. And maybe if you'd like, you could also put some on his face. And maybe you should also get some under his neck as well. And there you have it, your very own picture of Wreck-It Ralph. Hope y'all had fun.